23, fresh out of university, I made a decision that completely changed the direction of my life. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't some miracle investment or gambling. It was simply this: I saved $10,000, and that single milestone quietly changed everything. I believe that after this video, if you follow the money mindset I'm about to share, your entire approach to saving and building wealth will change forever. After graduation, I still lived in my parents' house for a while, even though they were living paycheck to paycheck. It wasn't easy watching them work hard just to stay afloat. That environment taught me something early. If I didn't take control of my finances, I'd repeat the same cycle. During that time, I landed my first job at a small financial firm. The pay wasn't great, just enough to cover transportation, lunches, and the occasional night out. But I made a promise to myself. No matter what, I'd save something from every paycheck. At first, it was $100 here, $200 there. Some months it was barely anything, but I stayed consistent. Automatic transfers every payday into a separate account I never touched. While most of my friends were spending money on entertainment and expensive clothes, I focused on building that tiny financial cushion. By 23 and a half years old, that balance hit five figures, $10,000. And I didn't realize it then, but that moment was my first real taste of financial freedom. Psychology of saving. Picture this: you're lying awake at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, replaying every financial worry. What if the car breaks down? What if I lose my job? What if I get sick? Now imagine checking your bank account and seeing $10,000 sitting there. Instantly, those thoughts lose their power. You exhale. You realize you're going to be okay. That's the power of a safety net. And that's what changed everything for me. Most people think financial milestones are just numbers: $10,000, $100,000, $1 million. But there's deep psychology behind why that first $10,000 matters so much. When you cross it, you stop living in reaction mode. You stop feeling like life is happening to you and start realizing you have control. You stop asking, "Can I afford this?" and start asking, "Is this worth it?" That mindset shift alone can change your entire life. Let me tell you something fascinating about one of the greatest investors in history, Warren Buffett. Buffett made his first dollar before most of us learned multiplication tables. At just 5 years old, he was buying 6 packs of Coca-Cola from his grandfather's store and selling each bottle door to door for a small profit. By age 11, he bought his first stock, 3 shares of Citi Service Preferred, for $38 each. When the price dropped to $27, he panicked and sold at $40 to make a tiny profit. A week later, the stock jumped to $200. That moment taught him patience, the foundation of his investing philosophy. By his early 20s, Buffett had already saved and invested thousands of dollars, the equivalent of tens of thousands today. He wasn't born rich, he built discipline early. And one of his most powerful quotes says it all: "Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving." That mindset changed how I viewed money. Because at 23, living at home and saving every spare dollar, I was unknowingly following the same principle that helped Buffett become a billionaire. You don't need billions to apply that wisdom, just your first $10,000. My career years, building on habit. I spent the next 2 decades working in financial and investment companies, learning how money really works. And through all those years, I stayed loyal to one rule: always contribute something. $400 to $500 a month like clockwork. That's what many people spend on subscriptions, restaurants, or random gadgets. But for me, it became the foundation of freedom. And when my income grew, I increased my contributions instead of my lifestyle. Those small, consistent habits compounded into something massive over time. From that time, my money started growing like a financial tree, slow at first, but steady with deep roots. I didn't sacrifice everything. I still enjoyed my life. I traveled, spent time with friends, and lived comfortably. But I was intentional because I was spending after investing whatever was left, not the other way around. That single habit, investing first, enjoying later, kept my financial tree growing year after year through every season. When you have $10,000, you stop panicking about every small problem. The check engine light goes from disaster to annoyance. A surprise bill becomes manageable instead of terrifying. You sleep better. You make better choices. You think long term. Science even backs this up. Financial stability lowers cortisol, the body's stress hormone. That means your physical health literally improves when your finances stabilize. Let's talk about what $10,000 actually does in real life. A $1,500 car repair? Handled. A few months of unemployment? Covered. A medical emergency? You'll survive it without panic. That breathing room is priceless. Because when you stop worrying about survival, you start planning for growth. And that's where real wealth begins. Maybe you find a certification that could raise your salary by $10,000. Or you finally have the confidence to invest $1,000 into an index fund or side business. Or maybe you move to a city with better opportunities. You stop waiting for luck and start creating options. Identity shift. The most powerful part of saving $10,000 isn't the number itself. It's who you become while doing it. You learn patience. You learn restraint. You learn consistency, the same skill that made Buffett a billionaire. Once you build those traits, everything else in finance gets easier. You start thinking like an investor, not a spender. You stop chasing trends and start trusting time. That's why your first $10,000 is the hardest, not financially, but mentally. After that, the next milestone feels inevitable. Something else changes, what psychologists call decision fatigue. When you're broke, you make hundreds of small financial decisions daily. Can I afford lunch out? Should I get the cheap brand? Do I wait until payday? Every one of those choices drains your mental energy. But when you've built a cushion, those worries fade. You buy what you actually prefer, not just what's cheapest. You plan, not panic. That's real financial freedom. The kind most people never experience because they never get past that first $10,000. A person earning $60,000 with $10,000 in savings is often wealthier in mindset than someone making $150,000 and living paycheck to paycheck. Because wealth isn't income, it's control. Control over your time, your stress, and your choices. That's what I learned the day I saved my first $10,000. Looking back, that milestone wasn't about the money. It was about momentum. It proved I could save, plan, and grow. That first $10,000 turned into $50,000, then $100,000, and eventually complete financial independence. And it all started because I made a simple decision to treat saving like breathing. Just like Warren Buffett selling soda bottles and buying his first stock, I built the habit early and never stopped. If you're at the beginning of your journey, focus on that first $10,000. It will transform how you think, how you act, and how you live. Because once you hit it, you'll realize money isn't about greed or luxury. It's about freedom. If you enjoyed this video and it helped shift your mindset, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment below if you have any questions or thoughts. I read every comment, and I post new videos every few days to help you earn more, save smarter, and invest wisely. Now, before you go, make sure to watch my other video, How Anyone Can Turn $10,000 into $100,000 Safely. It's the perfect next step if you're ready to grow your money the smart way. Remember, building wealth isn't about luck. It's about mindset shift and consistency.